Hi, I guess I'm live. I was having some computer problems. I was trying to do it through my laptop. It was not working. I apologize for that. A couple minutes late. Anyway, roll with the punches. Thank you for joining my video, and I want to thank everyone that came out and saw the show live. It was really nice chatting with people, and that's one of the nice parts of being an artist. So welcome from sunny California. It is sunny. We're kind of spring-like here. Not t-shirt weather, not warm coat weather, but thanks for coming. I'm here at the ACC. Hi, Jeff. I'm here at the ACCI Gallery. It's an art co-op on Shattuck by the Grapevine. If you're in this area, you know where that is. And it is a co-op. It was founded in 1957. It's been around for a long time. If you're in the area, come by and check it out. There's so many great artists here. Actually, 113 artists are here. So I'm really glad. I've been at the gallery about a year and a half. Glad to be a part of it. One of the gallery's core principles is community, culture, and collaboration, which is one of the, I think, reasons why they were open to the Black Female Gaze show. Black Female Gaze. I'm seeing it in Mirror. I'm not sure if you are, but that's the show that I'm at now. It's honoring. We have 4 Black female artists that are part of the show, from jewelry to sculpture to textiles to photography. So come out and see the show. It's partly in honor of Black History Month, but also partly in honor of the Art of the African Diaspora show, which is at the Richmond Art Center. I have a piece in there. There's a lot of satellite shows, so go on and give that show some love too, okay? The artists are Naya Lark, Susan Bobrin, me, and Raquel Small. So we are the ones in the show. So let me show you some of my art. If you go to the link, it actually has all the art that you can see. So this first one is number 1, and it's called Magic Ferret. And this was taken in the Albany bulb. Those of you from here know what the Albany bulb is. It's printed on metal, which gives it, I think it makes it more vibrant. But I came across this. If you've been to the Albany bulb, it's kind of this warren of little paths you can go on. It's a little bit more manicured now. It's been taken over by the city, but it was like a homeless encampment, and random artists would go there. And I came around this corner and I found this little area, and this is actually a little cement, like it goes in like this, and then across, and then it comes back out, and there's this tree overhanging it. It's like this little secluded little cove. And I thought it was just so special. And I imagine it's where teenagers go to do shrooms. I had a very special psychedelic period in my life. Shrooms, you know, it's all about nature and connection. So I just imagined that this was a nice little area where teenagers might go. The next one, sorry, I have these I want to make sure I do them in order. So these are all for sale on my website, free shipping. So the second one, oh wait, that was the second one. The first one is actually this one up here. It's kind of hard to see. Magic Lady of Earth, Sky. Magic Lady of Earth, Sky, and Earth, Water, and Sky. Sorry, had a brain fart. Magic Lady of Earth, Water, and Sky. And she is from the Albany bulb. You might have seen her. She's this really majestic found art sculpture. And then I also added, this is a labyrinth that's in another part of the bulb. So I wanted to put her standing on that to make her more magical. She seems magical when you see her. And then at the top, I can't even reach up there, that's the Donner train tunnels up by Donner Pass. And what it is it's these abandoned trains, not abandoned, well, abandoned by trains, but it's now a walk that you can go on. It's a legal walk that you can go through these long train tunnels, and lots of graffiti. People ride bikes through there, and motorbikes, And it's a nice walk to the end and back, and you can see some cool stuff. Some parts are kind of scary. I put a video of it on my YouTube channel, so if you want to see the Donner Tunnels in more detail, you can go to my YouTube channel and check that out. Number 3 is this one, this big one up here. Of course, you know, on my website, see, it's way up there. On my website, of course, you can buy it in different sizes. If this is too big for you or if it's too expensive. This was one that it's part of a series I'm doing, so I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery for like 30 years from substance use. And this is to kind of show the 2 different worlds of kind of what can be the kind of barrenness and stripped of everythingness of addiction versus, you know, like the new life that starts to come into you. And I'm about to do some more for that series. I've got a couple now, they're on my website. This is one of my favorites. I like the color. I really love the color of those fire plants. They've always been one of my favorites. So you'll see more coming out about that soon. The next one, number 4, this is called Gimme Shelter. It's also one of the larger ones. And what this is, I kind of wanted to show you how light this is. See, like one finger, I can move this. They're very, very light. They're printed on aluminum. You can kind of see how shiny it is. Those are the lights above me that are shining off of it. So don't be worried about buying a big one and it being too heavy. They're very easy and light. But this one, I first saw this structure, and it's on the little beach in Emeryville that borders the bay. Someone had built it. Locals might know there's like a little Snoopy in the water there, and there's like a plain little sculptures in the water there. And this was on the beach, and it just reminded me of like childhood and magic forts and how you'd feel all safe when you were inside there. And it was at the time when the camps on the border, there was a lot in the news about all the children and being separated from their parents, and we don't even know where some of those kids are now. They're somewhere in the States, and who knows where the parents are. And I was just feeling kind of heartbroken about that. So it's called Gimme Shelter. It's a Rolling Stones song that kind of reminded me of that feeling. So you have to, look at the lyrics. But this is actually about 10 photos. And what I wanted to do was create this kind of like magical, wild place where children could go and be free and play and explore and do all the little kid things. And somebody pointed out, like I did stick a bird right there. I just thought, I don't know why, I thought that was funny. So I put a bird in there. But some of these, so this is from the bulb, this tree. This sign is from the bulb. This sign is from the bulb. This path, if you've seen the yellow brick road that leads to the castle, that's what that is. There's lots of different elements in here, and it was really just like I said, I wanted to create this magic, wild, safe place that kids could go and be free and just be kids. So I had my laptop set on this rolling cart. I was going to roll it through. I was going to feel like all techie and cool, and I don't know what I did wrong. Okay, the next one, this is called 2T ... Nobody ever gets it. They always think it's just 2T, but I put in the dots because I thought these little dots up here, the ones like up there, were so cool. But people always just think I'm writing it wrong. So it's 2T or 2T ... This is at an undisclosed location. I will not be disclosing where this was taken, but I was standing inside an abandoned building. And if you're familiar with my art, I do a lot of like looking through. And this is a part of that same, not the same, but it's a parallel series about really any kind of, I guess, drastic change, trauma, or you know, addiction to recovery, but it's where you're standing in the spot, the hard spot, and you can see there's something good on the other side, but you can't quite get to it yet, but you know that it's there, right? And that was, there was this period in my life when I was on the street and I was cold and I was hungry, I didn't have any place to sleep, and I'm walking in this neighborhood and I turn and I look in this window of this family sitting down for dinner, and they're all smiling and eating food. It looks all warm and cozy. And I was like, oh, like I wish I could be on the, not that window. That window looked a little boring, but I wish I could be on the other side of my window. And so that's kind of where this series got born from. Like you're looking through, you can see it, but you just don't know how to get to it yet. So that's the Looking Through series. You'll see this repeated. I'm going to assume that this is my next one. Let me see what I had planned. Number 6, yes. So this one, I had a lot of questions about this today at the opening. This is in, sorry, the light is really bouncing off of this one. It's a building, an abandoned building in Berkeley by the train tracks. And the owner at one point let all these amazing artists go in there, and graffiti artists, and it looks like fine art artists, and do these huge murals in there. It's really amazingly beautiful, and I hope somebody has documented what's in there. I have some photos, just straight on photos. I don't so much like to take just straight photos of graffiti and then present it as my own art, because I feel like that's not my own art, right? That's somebody else's art that I'm just taking a photograph of. So I have those photos, but I don't show them. They're just kind of for myself. I like to take the more artistic photos. And I was really caught up by, of course the perspective is great, but I was caught up by this orange against this, all this gray, and then just the layers back. And what I realized as I was starting to take the photo, I don't know if you can see it, but it says the harsh truth of the camera eye. I was like, oh, well, I have to take this photo, right? Because that was meant for some photographer to take it. So this is from a similar series as this one. This is kind of part 2 of the series. And this is the journey when you start walking down that path. And it can be beautiful and scary and hard and great, kind of all at the same time. So this is one of those from the Journey series. I call this the Looking Through series, the Journey series. So Looking Through and Journey. Okay, next, I guess I should hold all the cards at the same time so I don't have to keep doing that. Okay, number 7 is this one. This is also from the Journey series. This was a warehouse in West Oakland, and the owner had cleared out kind of all the garbage and allowed us to go in there before he started painting over all the graffitis, which I thought was really cool. Thank you for him. I don't remember who he was, but we kind of just, we had, I think, a few hours. We just roamed around and taking pictures. So this fit into my Journey series. You know, you got to walk through that door though, right? And then with this one, I think it's cool also because you can see the light at the end. So that's part of the Journey series. And then the next one is another giant one. And then, like I said, you can always get these in different sizes, but the one I have here is pretty giant, and I call it Graffiti to the Bay. And that's the Albany bulb again, and the castle. If you guys know where the castle, it's not a real castle, but they call it the castle, and it's kind of falling apart now. I went up the little stairway, and I didn't want to actually walk out on the roof because it's partly caved in, but I was kind of leaning over the roof and taking that photo. I just love the colors in this. It's so great. And then with the gray of the bay, it really makes them pop, and just the mixture of the two. I kind of have this as my Looking Through series too. I kind of debate whether that counts. Maybe you guys could tell me, should this be a part of my Looking Through series or not? I need help with that one. So let me know in the comments, yes or no. There was like a slight drizzle coming down, so it was kind of like, it was really gray. You can kind of see the gray of the clouds, and that's why I think the background looks kind of fuzzy, is because there was actually a drizzle and then all these great colors. I love that one. And you can see, because it's printed on metal, you can kind of see in the grays how the metal comes through, which is kind of cool. Like I said, the metal really makes the colors pop, but it makes the grays pop too because of the metal. See? So let me see if there's any comments so far. Nope, no comments. Okay. I think the comments I got at the show were, is the metal heavy? Like I said, it's not. It's actually less heavy than printing on paper with glass and a frame. It's actually much, much lighter than glass. It's also lighter than canvas because the actual frame is like right about this size. So on canvas, the frame would be on the outside. It's just more wood. Oops. And with these, it's actually pretty small. So it's lighter than canvas. It's lighter than paper with glass and a frame. And these ones in the show, these are free shipping. These are ones I'm trying to get out of my studio, make more room in my studio. So order these, free shipping, or come down to the gallery, ACCI gallery, and you can pick them up. Otherwise, you can always just go to my website and order any of these, paper, metal, canvas, any size that you want, any price that you want. Okay? So if no questions, I'll go back to my show. This is one I call Class in Session. And the first, it's several photographs. So the first photograph is this. It's a chalkboard in an abandoned classroom. And it totally cracked me up because somebody graffitied this. And it says, "Knowledge brings balance." And then somebody on top wrote "Classes in Session." And I don't know why, that just completely cracked me up. I decided I had to photograph it. But as a single photograph, I didn't feel like it held together well. And I wanted to kind of make the colors more rich and pop more. So I put it against this great brick wall, kind of this old falling apart brick wall with like moss on it and other things going on. And then the background is in Alameda, and it's hard to see, but I think it's a piece of a wall that caught on fire. So this is all burned wood down here. And then there's rust on the metal, and then it looks like the paint of the graffiti got burned off. So it's just a great background. You can see some other graffiti that's behind the wall. So I did these layers mainly because of the color, and I really wanted to make this one pop. So that's Classes in Session. That's number 9 on my my page. And like I said, there's a page if you want to just go buy one of these. You just click Buy Now, boom, bought. So you can do that. Super easy. Okay, next one is this one. This is in Richmond, California, over by the water. And I have a few of these. I'm standing inside, of course, a abandoned building covered with graffiti, kind of more chaotic graffiti. Not as many like big finished pieces, but kind of like kind of what you're seeing here, just kind of like a lot of chaos and stuff, which I also find attractive if it's done right. I really like all the layers that come through. And what drew me to this one is this, I don't even know what this is. I was going to say rebar, but I don't think that's what it is. These pieces of metal hanging down, I really like the design element it gave it. And then I'm just looking out onto the bay, San Francisco Bay. So I just think it's cool. I really love urban decay, of course, that's why I photograph it. And I also like nature quite a bit. And it's hard to see probably in this photograph, in this video, but there's a boat out there. So in person you can see it better. Number 11. Okay, this is a final part of the series. You have looking through the journey, and then this is beauty. And this is supposed to symbolize, you know, long-term recovery. Here's where you're at. You know, you still have vestiges of your past, but it's pretty chill, man. It's pretty cool. So I was trying to show this, a mix of graffiti and nature. Like I said, I do like to do both. I particularly like this one. It just reminds me of winter for some reason. But this is a close-up of an amazing piece of graffiti. If you can imagine, like this is like a very small piece of a huge wall. It was really amazing. Some of these artists are just insanely good. And then I just added the flowers around the edges to bring out the white. I was telling somebody that came here, I think what I'm gonna do, I also work a full-time job, so sometimes it's hard, but what I want to do is eventually print those on wood and then go back in and maybe burn into them or carve into them, maybe paint on top of them, maybe add elements, maybe incorporate a decorative frame. I really like the Asian art where there's the piece of art and then they put a border of like ribbon or cloth that has something to do with the art, and then there's the frame that also has something to do with the art. So there's the art piece, and then the way that it's presented is an extension of the art. So I'm thinking about doing that with these. So eventually these are gonna be gone. I'm gonna pull them from my website and do this more elaborate treatment of them. So if you like them just like this, you know, buy them now. I don't know when I'm gonna pull them and start working on them, but they are like the third piece. There's looking through the journey and then beauty. So that's beauty. Okay, number 12. This is also at Richmond, the same place as this one. It's the same building. And that kind of shows you the kind of chaos style that is in this building. And this is a close-up again, and I just loved it. It's just the color, the energy, you know, this wasn't planned. This just kind of happened. It is a close-up, so I didn't feel like I was necessarily stealing anybody's art. But if you're just looking for a more decorative piece, not a lot of underlying meaning, just maybe just life, just like joy of life and energy, then that's what this is. I saw it and it just made me happy, made me feel good, made me feel energized, and that's what that piece is. Okay, these next pieces, you can see these are actually on paper. And under glass, they have a white frame. This was specifically for a show I did. I've actually got other ones that are white, matte white frame, and they asked for white matte white frame, and this size. So I sent them these ones. This first one is called Rusty Truck with a View, and this is on the Lost Coast. If you've never gone to Lost Coast, check out Fern Canyon. It's freaking amazing. It's a canyon that you can walk through. It's like all water, so I went barefoot through it because I didn't realize I was gonna be walking through water. It's like not that deep. It's like maybe that deep of water, at least when I went, and you can walk through it, and then these tall, you're at the bottom of a canyon, and it's all just like ferns, and then there's like logs in there. It's just amazing. You just gotta go. But anyway, this was a beach near where I was staying, and I was almost feeling like it was going to be like a wash. Like there's nothing here for me to photograph, at least in my style. I always photograph nature, and I've got some beautiful beach scenes and things like that. Maybe I'll put out a series of that, just some beautiful nature and things that I've captured. But for what I'm doing right now, the kind of urban decay stuff, I was like, this is a wash. I'm not going to find anything. And then I came across this amazing truck. And the whole truck was great. It's all like rust and falling apart. And it took me a long time to figure out, like, how can I capture this in a way that's going to hold up as a single image? And it wasn't until I got home that I decided on this one. I've got so many pictures of this truck from so many different angles and views, and I did so much with this truck. But this is the one that I decided on, that I really loved, and it's now part of my looking through series. So you're looking through onto a river. I don't remember what river it is. Somebody was asking, like, where on the Lost Coast is this? I don't know. Somewhere by Fern Canyon? I'm not sure. There's a historic lighthouse right here. I don't know. I've only been there once. But that's that one. It's going to be part of, it is part of my looking through series. So you can see that one. And then the next one is the view to everywhere. And people always ask me, that's amazing. Where is that? It's not real. This is a composite. So some of my photos are just like straight shots, like this straight shot, no manipulation. This one is 2 photos. So this one is from the window of an airplane. So, you know, right when you crest those clouds, I always love that feeling right when you come out. And so that's that photo. And then this is actually on the roof of that building in Berkeley I told you about. And it's only, the hole is only about like that big. My hand, imagine how big my hand is. And it's a drain hole on the roof. And it's just covered in like tar paper and tar. And, you know, I was on this building and there's still like amazing graffiti on the roof, and I have this whole big view, and I kept staring at this freaking hole, and I decided I had to photograph it. And I love it. I love all the texture that's in it. You know, it looks like something much more than it is. And so I made it much more than it is. And that's the story of that one. Of course, it's part of my looking through series. I think this is actually the photo that got me started on this series, because it very much shows like the grit of, you know, especially being an addict on the street and how hard that is. And then you're looking through to this beautiful view and, you know, you can see it, but you're kind of stuck in that other world. This is the view to, this is the, actually I got the name of that wrong. This is called the boat at Alcatraz. So this one was, if you go to Alcatraz, it's a really cool place to go check out. If you live in the area or if you're a tourist and want to come by, they have a cool gift shop and all that. But if you actually walk outside of where the cells are, there's a roof area that was like a rec yard, I think. That's what I think it is. And so I was standing at the top of the steps down to that roof yard. So that's why there's an angle there, because the steps are going down. So I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm seeing this tugboat kind of like chugging along here. And I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna line up perfectly. So I just kind of like sat there and waited. Oops, just knocked my other one. Just knocked my art off the wall. I was getting excited. And right when it came in view, I got it. I got it perfect. I actually took a few photos, but I got it perfect. People were like, what is she doing? She's been standing there for like 5 minutes, but I got it. And I love that shot. I was originally attracted to like this yellow ochre. I don't know if it's coming through well on video. And then the decay, all the urban decay, this kind of crumble up here. And thank God the boat came along, because I think it really added a nice touch to the picture. Little boat. I was at this one show and I had this picture up, and they were serving free vodka as part of the show. And this woman, who I can only assume was drunk, kept coming up and going, oh, the little boat, oh my God, the little boat. And then she'd leave and come back about 20 minutes later. It's like, oh, the boat, it's still there, the boat. And I mean, what better compliment can you get for art, right? So it made her cry. That was great. Okay, last but not least, also my looking through series. This one is called Fly. This is also a trick on the eyes. This is actually 3 photographs. So this outside window pane is where I started with. And I don't know if you can see it well on video, but I love the color of the ivy. And I'm originally from Seattle, so I love brick. A lot of the buildings there are made out of brick. I love old brick. And I had this great window, but there was nothing inside. It was like a basement building, something like that. Thanks whoever just gave me the thumbs up. And so I paired it with, this is in Alameda, by the way, Alameda, California. This boat, this dock going into the water. I mean, it kind of like broke my heart when I saw it. The dock going into the water, and I had already photographed that, so I decided to add it to it. But for you design nerds out there, so I felt like if I take out the bird, it felt unbalanced to me. I'm trying to get a straight on shot. It felt unbalanced to me, and I felt like the metaphor wasn't that clear. So I added the bird in, which I felt brought it back into balance. I wish there wasn't so much shine on it. It brought it back into balance, and I feel like it made the metaphor more clear. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for my art show. I don't know how long I've been talking. I feel like I've been talking a long time, but when I do these shows, my sense of time is totally thrown off. But thank you guys for coming. Come on down live and see the show. ACCI Gallery on Shattuck. Go to my site if you want to buy any of the art. The link is on my Facebook page, and I believe it's on my Instagram page too. I'll check when I get home and make sure the link is on my Instagram page. Of course, if you're local, I'll just bring the art straight to you. Otherwise, I will ship it to you free of charge. So hope you liked it. People were also asking about my materials, so I should have explained the glass. So when it's on glass, you have the choice to get it framed or to frame it yourself, and then there's a mat that goes around it. So that's it. Thanks, guys. I don't see any comments, so I will just say thanks for coming. Bye.